Em Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
Welcome to another Dilemma Doctors. And Michael Lucas, we have had some success with a former patient.
I feel like that's very generous of you to frame it that way. I think if we actually did a breakdown of which advice proved to be successful, we'd see it's possibly 98.5% your advice, and if we're really generous, 1.5% mine.
No, it's like, you know, wind beneath my wings style. It's okay. There's no winner. There's no one. We're a team. Except, yes, it was more my advice that she took. We're talking about Janie, who contacted us, you guys might remember, about her daughter, who to her horror wanted just a KFC birthday party for her birthday. And Janie is like Michael and I, loves a theme. Loves to get dressed up, loves to get involved. And she's like, what should I do? And you and I advised her.
Again, generous. Thank you. It's these winning strategies that make you a very benevolent dilemma doctor.
I am a benevolent dilemma doctor. We just said, let her do what she wants, but do a Pinterest board because girls love a mood board. And she emailed us, hi, Em and Michael. Sorry I haven't sent something sooner, but the party hasn't happened yet. That's okay, Janie. That being said, your help was so good, it has actually had me thinking what else you can help me with.
She means Em.
I listened to the podcast and then listened again with my daughter and then one more time for good measure. That's 3 listens.
Wow.
We both absolutely loved it. And afterwards she said, I suppose we can have a few cushions and a fruit platter, and was very curious about
Actually, the cushions was me. The cushions was me. I did say that, and also I mentioned the Spice Girls, although I think in the end, I think it's a bit of charity for her to say she was generous.
Well, the next line, however, the best advice, I mean, she has chosen to single out the best advice.
Best, yeah.
And the clear winner, see that terminology? Clear winner, was getting on Pinterest and creating a mood board. So fantastic.
Changing
Apparently
people's lives.
your advice was great. Thank you. I really want her dad to be special. And if that includes KFC, vomit emoji, then that's okay.
Oh,
I love a happy ending.
I feel, really happy and warm about that, but also score 1, M. Score 0. I'm going to give myself a 0.3.
Yeah. Scatter cushions are very important. As you know, I have 10 on my bed.
Look, if you can't say anything sincere.
I know, being sincere, you know I love cushions. I'm a cushion queen. I have so many cushions. I have a throw pillow gallery in my roof. Oh my God, I'm really showing my petticoat. I do. But this week, look, I feel like this one you can contribute to quite well. All right, here we go.
Not from personal experience, but please continue.
No. Yeah. Hi, wonderful humans. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. My problem for the Dilemma Doctors is, should I go from being, this is saucy, I'm going to just change gears on my voice.
I certainly hope there's a good music cue playing under this. I trust
there will definitely be music. Should I go from being previously only in a monogamous lesbian relationships, so she's only ever been, in
I do know what it means, yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I just said it wrong, so I wanted to give my chance to say it again. Or should I date someone who is polyamorous? So she's met someone, obviously, who's polyamorous. Polyamorous means many partners. The other factor to consider is that she lives 4 hours away. Pros, she's made a list. I like this. She's freaking hot. Lots in common. She's hot. And we had instant chemistry. I'm getting the idea that she's hot.
Yeah.
Cons, polyamorous and long distance. Keen to get your advice. Thanks, Melissa. Not her real name, but I picked a famous lesbian, Melissa Etheridge.
Somebody bring me some water.
I do think she had an interesting email tag as well. Have you noticed? At the end of
but I don't want to say that because...
Okay, reveal her. It'll be a mystery.
It's a very distinctive email tag, and she did ask to be kept anonymous. So All right, this is juicy. This is saucy.
It is, and I just want to let you know that I did just Google image the word polyamorous. And what I've ended up with is a lot of very smiley people with their limbs sort of entwined, holding
Is
hands.
polyamory like sister wives situation, or are they bigamists?
No, it just means you have more than one partner. I mean, it can be any sort of combination
Can we talk about
within that.
that concept? Like, in theory, that would be amazing.
But, and it's got to have the consent of all the partners, because otherwise it's just cheating.
It's
It's
cheating.
an important.
Just adultery.
Yeah.
Not as sexy. But, oh, what a concept. I could never do it.
I know.
I get attached to throat cushions.
This is exactly. And you do have the capacity for jealousy, as do I.
Oh, yes.
But this
We are both
dilemma,
jealous
more than
people.
any other we've heard, just strikes at the huge chasm between the person I might like to be and the person I depressingly know that I am and have always been.
Exactly. I want to say go for it, you know?
Oh, yeah. I am
just-
going to say that.
Full frontal flaps. Go hard. Like, you're going to regret it. You're going to have some amazing sex. I mean, we know lesbians, and I've been told lesbian sex shits on straight people's sex. I've been told by lesbians who have done both sides of the fence.
The first time I heard about the number of orgasms that was happening.
I think I was there when you heard it
Oh, yeah, it was.
from our friend who's a lesbian.
It really, I'm just going to say, didn't think much of my efforts with women. But even given the bar that I thought I had set, I really took a good, long, hard look at myself when I heard about just the mechanical skill that was going on.
Well, you know, you're working with a piece of equipment you own. So really, you know the good spots. You know how long and where, and I think it's fantastic. Good for you, lesbians. Bloody hell. I want to say go for it, Melissa. Go for it, because you're going in with eyes wide open. I just think if you're able to protect your little heart and you're able to know that, you know, you're not going to be her one and only. See, the competitor in me, Michael, would really try to work
You've got
hard
to
to
win.
make her like
Absolutely.
me best.
Yeah. It is a competition. But how could you not compare? I mean, I even compare with the same person time to time. I sort of, I'm not saying there's scores out of 10, but I'm acutely aware of when one particular occasion is better than another.
Really?
Yeah, of course you are. I mean, it's not something you dwell on, but everyone knows that, like, what about if you know, she gets you on an off day?
I've never had
An off
a
day?
bad.
You've never had bad sex.
Scott and I, you know that.
Yeah, right.
Scott and I have.
What about lazy sex?
Nah. We
You've
don't do it.
never had lazy
Nah.
sex?
Nah. I think one of the reasons our marriage is rock steady crew, well, with some cracks in the foundation, especially at the moment, she's pissing me off. I really need lockdown to end. But I love him. Our sex life, it's just good. It's steady. It's always
Sturdy,
9 out of 10.
reliable.
It's sometimes 10 out of 10. It's never less than a 9. And, you know, I don't say that lightly. I don't pump Scott up for it for any reason. Like, you know, God forbid I actually pump him up and lying about it.
If you've proved one thing, it's you're not going to throw any compliments Scott's way. You're not.
He's very good. He's a attentive lover. He's a very fit. He can do the splits 2 ways, you know. So I have no complaints, and I've not had any complaints for 20 years. And it surprises me that you have off days. Maybe?
I'm just sort of saying.
Is that
it's
a
more,
gay thing?
It's more
Is that
me.
a male thing?
No, it's more sometimes. I'm absolutely raring to go, and other times I'm a bit tired, and I've got to, like, you know, just get myself into the zone. It's not always like, you know. Anyway, but
you know what I just
I'm talking
realised?
between very, like, excellent. You know, it's not drifting into bad, put it that way.
Don't get into competition with my sex life. You can't. Anyway, do you know what I just realised? For people listening, we are very close, as close as two people can get. We never talk about sex. Like, we talk about sex regarding other people's lives, obviously.
But I
all the
don't
time.
want to know about
We never
you.
talk about.
Well,
like,
even
we
just
don't sit
before you
around.
said Scott does the splits both ways, and I started to get this weird image, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want
I've
to go there.
never thought about you having sex. Like
Good.
I thought about like when our lesbian friend talked us through.
Oh, well, so
I-
do
all I
I.
could
We
think
all did.
about was
I practically had
the
to take a day
sex.
off work to think about it.
Pretty much. I mean, I've considered turning for 24 hours.
Hmm.
And I mean, I would do very well, let's just say. Okay? I know I would.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know, because and we bring it back. You're competitive. It's a challenge.
So I don't even know how we got here. Far
I
out.
know. Look, I just want to point out one thing and I think it's because Melissa has been. Do you know?
good.
I think maybe did you subliminally give her Melissa Leong's name as well? Maybe that's a sign. Anyway,
No, Melissa Etheridge, I told
I
you, a famous
know.
lesbian.
Bring me some water.
but we're very partial to the name Melissa.
We are.
We did. She hasn't said whether or not she has slept with this hot polyamorous woman. And so let's just say if you have not slept with her, and I reckon I can say in all good faith, I really very strongly feel if she's hot and you have that much chemistry, you owe it to yourself. One day you'll be on your deathbed. And you want to look back and think of all the amazing sex that you have. So you must lock that in if you haven't. Whether or not it should go to a relationship beyond that, look, there's part of me that wants to say, definitely try something new. I fear the times when I've been in situations where commitment has not been constant and strong. And I know that's not what polyamory is. Polyamory is a very ethical kind of, we're all in agreement, whatever. But my fear is that I would agree to it, not entirely feeling comfortable with it, and then sentence myself to months of insomnia and desperation until I finally
100%.
evolve into a true psycho and the person cuts and runs. Understandably.
100%. You've just described the cycle of most romances I've had, except for the one I'm in now. So
Yeah.
yes, continue.
So I want to say dive into the full polyamorous relationship, but I also want to say, hang on. If someone gave you that advice, you would go, oh yeah, but really, am I cut out for it? I mean, you kind of know in your bones.
No, but I think you're looking at this one-sided.
Okay.
Because if she's in a polyamorous relationship, Melissa can also be with other women. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
So
but I don't
this
think I
woman
could
lives
manage
4
that one.
hours
I mean, I
away.
like to think. See, if you talk
Nah,
about
you could.
competitiveness, that would
You could.
You reckon I could?
Yeah, I reckon I could. I reckon if I went in, like the competitor in me would be like, yeah, I hooked up with 2 people. How many did you have on the weekend? Oh, yeah, 1. I win. I'm hotter. You want me more, don't you?
Well, you're
Like,
quite
I would-
lucky. If it was you v. Scott, you're lucky in that your work under normal non-COVID circumstances puts you in contact with a lot of people. I mean, what's he going to do? Meet someone on the riding track? It's not going to happen.
Probably.
Actually, he probably
if
would,
we-
you know.
Yeah,
There'd probably be
if
some...
we split up, he would meet
Oh.
someone straight away.
No,
He's
of
such a catch.
course. Of course.
Like, yeah, he'd be fine.
He
He's like
would
a
be.
hot older guy. He's got kids. Like, he's totally. Women already love him. Like, he'll be fine. But I just think for Melissa, this woman's 4 hours away. So, you know, if you've got an itch to scratch, you can just go pick up somewhere local. I think.
I actually think in this circumstance, the 4 hours away might be a good thing.
I agree.
And weirdly, Adrian and I had to be long distance for quite a while. He was in Sydney.
You were bi-coastal gays for years.
Yeah, well, when Offspring started, I mean, I thought, oh, this show is not going to last. And so I didn't relocate to Melbourne. I would just come down for the seasons. And then we sort of had a deal that we would never go more than 2 weeks without one of us flying to either city. And a lot of people go on, I mean, it is hard. It's hard in all the obvious ways. But it does mean that it's a real event when you see each otother. You don't take each other for
100%.
granted. And I used
Yes.
to, I would fly out of Melbourne on Friday night and arrive in Sydney, and I would obviously arrange everything so that I didn't have to ride or work that weekend. And I loved it. I thought it just really made it special for me. So I think you
Agreed.
can. I think there's a way to turn. And 4 hours,
Yep.
that's a good...
Yep.
That's a good distance. It's not agony. Like you could clock off work on a Friday and then get there later on Friday night.
And how fun's that drive? You got 4 hours to work yourself up, get excited. Ooh, it's coming. Get some fizzing happening around your visuals. And I just think I think I'm excited now. I'm excited for her. I'm so excited about this relationship. Melissa, this relationship has to happen because I'm emotionally invested. I'm excited for you 4-hour driving trips. I'm excited for you picking up locally. I'm excited for you guys making, let's get together once every 3 weeks and it will be amazing.
Totally. And I'm just left with more questions. And the other question is, so she's polyamorous. Does it mean that you are yourself committing to polyamory as well? Like, are you going to be picking up people?
Can. I mean,
no, of
that's
course
great,
you can. I mean, that's got to be part of the deal.
But is Melissa... Yeah, is it in her? She got it in her.
The worst thing is, and this is, I hate to admit it, I'm just so well suited to monogamy. It's just, I feel ashamed, but it's true. I can't fight it. It's because I really like the constancy of it. I was never that comfortable when I was sort of trying to put myself out there on the market. And if I'm really honest, like, it was never like, I know some people talk about how, like, the first time they have sex with a new person is just like this amazing thing. For me, it's always been that it gets better and better and better the more you know each other. It's always been that way. And so I don't really, like, have a desperate desire for one-night stands or anything like that. Like, I always think I'm a bit apologetic and timid.
Adrian will be relieved to hear that.
I know. Well, I think he's the same too. Well, to tell you what, it'd be a bit of a nasty surprise if he wasn't. But I'm fairly sure after all this time he is too, and it just suits us. And I know it's boring. I'm boring.
No, it's lovely.
But also the other thing I would say is that both of our careers and work lives are so uncertain and crazy. So I do think that it's kind of good to have that stability.
Oh, yeah. That's the reason I like monogamy, because I am uncertain and bit off chops sometimes. So it's nice to just have something, as I said, the kite tethered to the rock. But that all being said, we're boring. You go for it, Melissa.
Yeah, do it for us. Do it
for
the
girl.
Do it. Be the person that we wish we could be and never will be.
Oh, we're so helpful. Look at us go. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to go. If you'd like to send your problems to us, we solve them, as is proved by KFC Mum, as she's referred to the podcast here. hello@mraciano.com. All right, thank you, Dr. Michael.
Thank you, Dr. M.
No worries.